Hello everyone, this is Sunny I'm coming to you with You'll Learn to Love Me, Yandere Masky X Reader by FluffyWubs. Today we're going to be starting off with chapter 44. Don't do this, please. Please let go of me. She tried to thrash out of my grip with all of the strength she had left. Her pleads made me feel horrible, as if I were actually hurting her. It's pretty much the contrary. She didn't want to leave by will, so I had to force her. It took longer than expected to get her up the stairs with her ankles bound and with her trying to get away from me. I couldn't unbind the rope around her ankles, and not only was it thick, but it had multiple knots from left to right, making it practically impossible to get it out of hand. I finished up binding her wrists together with some short piece of rope I found laying around, so she couldn't use her fist against me. All she was doing was crying, screaming, pleading. Anything for me to let her go. And I don't understand. Why is she so defensive all of a sudden? It's like I was the one that kidnapped her and kept her locked up in such a dark place. Her shoulders shook with each sob and hiccup as she tried to twist her wrists around so she could get out. She's going to hurt herself if she keeps that up. I grab a hold of her smaller hands and keep them firmly in place. Stop doing that, you're going to hurt yourself, I state firmly. She inhales sharply and jerks her arms back so her hands escape my grip. She tries to take a step back, forgetting that her ankles are still bound together by the thick rope, and ends up falling on her behind. She sniffles and wipes her tears with her upper arm before bowing her head down. Please, Lion begs, allowing her hair to fall in front of her reddened face. Just let me go. I don't want to leave. I've never seen her so distressed before. Hell, I bet Masky hasn't even seen her so distressed before either. In all honesty, I don't know what to do with her. Taking her back to the mansion would be far too dangerous. Going back to our apartment would raise too much suspicion with all these security cameras around. And what would they think if they saw a girl tied up in a guy's arms? I let out a stress-filled sigh, running a hand through my hair. What am I supposed to do? I don't exactly have a choice besides leaving her here. Well, unless... I kneel down in front of her and sit there quietly. She continues crying for the next few minutes, but it dies down quick enough. The more she bawls her eyes out, the more tired out she's getting. I mean, she looks tired already, but is going to feel even more exhausted after she's done using all her energy on me. Due to the silence filling the room, she curiously lifts her head up ever so slightly to catch my gaze before a second, quickly drooping her head back down. Are you okay? I ask softly, watching as she spares me one more glance, but not an actual response. I purse my lips. This isn't working like I expected it to. I gently lay my hand on her shoulder, only to feel her stiffen up. Don't touch me, she hiccups, shaking my hand from her shoulder. Damn it. I retract my hand back to my lap. I'm getting nowhere with this. I didn't know you liked to sing, Lion. Do you? I try and switch up the subject to something lighter. I heard her voice somewhere near me, which led me to finding her, not to mention the fact that Toby tried to cover up the door by pushing a bookshelf in front of it. But thank his stupid ass, the bookshelf wasn't large enough to cover up the whole door hinges. Lion perks her head up at my question before sniffling once again. She averts her gaze from mine again before lightly nodding. Now we're getting somewhere. What kind of songs do you like? I question. As she's distracted by my question, I fish my phone out of my back pocket. I barely use it, but it comes in handy in emergencies like this. She shrugs her shoulders, muttering an I don't know before she uncomfortably twists her wrist again. I suddenly placed the phone next to my thigh, away from her view just in case she'd go apeshit again. Her gaze was averted from mine, which gave me the advantage of looking down to the floor without seeming suspicious. I went to my contacts and searched for Masky. He should know that she's fine. I mean, he deserves to, right? And right before I tapped the call button, Lion caught my attention. Lou? Her voice wavered a bit. I paused for my actions, quickly pushing the phone behind my back as she looks me dead in the eye. Come closer, she says. That's strange. One second she wants me to not be near her, and the other she wants me suddenly close. I mean, well, hey, I don't complain. Maybe she needs closure. I shuffle closer, close enough that our feet start to touch. Even with tied up ankles, she manages to get onto her knees and shuffle even closer to me. She inches closer to my face to the point where I need to lean back a little out of surprise. What is she doing? Her tied up wrists shoot up to my face and gently grab the sides of my face before pulling me in closer. And in a split second, her lips are on mine. I feel the blood rush to my face as my heart flutters in a rush. I don't understand. How does she go from one emotion to another so quickly? And still, I can't help myself. Her soft lips are enough to put me in a trance. I surrendered her passion and fluttered my eyes closed, snaking an arm around her waist before pulling her closer. I missed her. I'd be lying if I said I didn't. She pulled back too quickly for my taste and teasingly brushed her lips over mine. Untie me, will you? She breathes out softly, tracing her hands from my face down to my chest. I bite the inside of my bottom lip. I know I shouldn't. What if she freaks out somehow and runs off? I can't risk that. I can't do that. My face still felt warm as my voice quivered slightly, and she frowns only for a second before inching closer towards me. Do you know the things I could do to you? Her soft voice states confidently. Hang on now. I'm at a loss for words at this point. She gives me a sweet smile before tracing her hands from my chest all the way down to my legs. Flustered and flabbergasted by her sudden boost of confidence, I quickly snatch her wrist and pull them back to my chest. Whoa there, girlie. At least let me take you out to dinner first. Sully grins at her actions. Ah, shit. No, he's not supposed to be here. Not now. Get out of my head, damn it. YN chuckles as I feel her hands lightly pat my chest. Can you imagine having me all to yourself? She cocks her head to the side, questioningly with a smile. All for myself, I thought. You know, instead of Masky, he doesn't have to know that you found me. We could just leave like nothing happened, she suggests. I stay silent for a moment. No, I couldn't possibly betray Masky. After all, part of the reason why I went looking for YN was because of Masky. I can feel her lips brush over mine again. Damn, the things she makes me feel. Just you and I, doesn't that sound nice? She persuades me with a slight smile. Just get me out of these ropes and we'll leave together. Her voice holds a hint of excitement before she straightens herself up again. All right, fine by me. Let me find a knife somewhere around here. Sully doesn't even hesitate and forces me to stand up. Fuck, damn it, Sully, stop it. He walks over to some cabinets and pulls one of them open. No, just spoons and forks in here. And he opens up the next one, which has a bunch of different types of knives inside. Sully, of course, goes for the biggest, sharpest-looking kitchen knife and pulls in and out before heading back to YN. As soon as I get in front of her, I notice her limbs slightly trembling, but her face still holds her sweet smile. Sully grabs her wrists and she sucks in a breath, shutting her eyes tightly before he starts cutting through the thin rope on her wrists. And once she feels the rope come loose from her wrist, she reopens her eyes, letting out the breath she had been holding. YN hesitantly untucked her legs from underneath her to allow Sully to remove the thick rope from her ankle. It was a bit harder to cut that one off due to the multiple knots, but Sully managed to do it in no time. She smiles out of relief before rubbing one of her wrists with her hands. She struggled a bit to stand up, which automatically made her help her steady back onto her feet. She shoots me a grateful smile before throwing herself onto me, wrapping her hands around my torso. Lou, she muffles out through my shirt as I soothingly return the gesture. I rest my chin on top of her head. I hummed questioningly. You trust me, don't you? She asks, lifting her head up to look at me. I look down at her and smile. Of course I do, I reply. She returns the smile before grabbing the flaps of my jacket. Good, she states. Before I can even react, she shoots her knee up between my thighs, leaving me in a state of pain. She pushes me off of her before rushing out of the cabin I found her in. My knees wobble in pain as Sully lets out an angry, irritated, and painful groans. Dude, she kicked me in the balls, she hisses out. Absolute idiot. I told him not to do it. I knew I shouldn't have let him. Hell, I shouldn't have even believed her lovey-dovey actions in the first place. I should have known she was trying to fool me. Idiot, I sneer before turning to the door where she ran out of. Great, she's ran off into the middle of the woods. Lord knows if we're able to find her again. I knew I had to take precautions to keep myself safe. Now I'm here in the middle of the forest, unsure of where to go or what to do. All I can do is mindlessly run around looking for Toby. He could be nearby, right? I keep my hopes up as I slow down my pace, knowing I was far enough from Lou. He was going to hurt me. I know he was. Toby told me that multiple times himself. It was still raining out here, which only added up to my freezing factor. You know, a thin shirt and hospital pants aren't exactly the coziest thing to wear outside. I had to shelter myself underneath a large tree with multiple leaves that blocked at least a few of the raindrops pouring down. I let out a tiresome sigh before resting my back against the trunk of the tree, allowing myself to clear my mind. No need to panic, I just need to recollect myself. I took a few moments to breathe in and out deeply, relaxing myself with the earthy scent around me from the rain. It's going to be okay. All I need to do is find Toby and pronto. I'll be safe and sound again. I start making my way around the forest again, being sure to not go towards the direction of the cabin. The more I walked, the more soaked I got. But it couldn't be bothering me much at this point. Find Toby. All I need to do is find him. He can't be far. I hug my own arms, rubbing them for a bit of warmth. My clothes are sticking to my skin, along with my damp hair sticking to my face. And letting out a shaky sigh, I scan the woods around me in case I'd spot something or someone. Sadly enough, so far, no good luck. I try to wipe away the rain from my face, only for it to be replaced by more droplets. No use in doing that, alright, Ryan? Just keep walking and don't look back. That is the end of that chapter. The chapter after that one is chapter 45. That was a little bit of a short chapter, but that's okay. Let me know what you guys thought about that, and I will see you guys in the next episode. And until next time, bye-bye.